They're now on the east side of Sheridan. We're here at 11th and Sheridan, this location right along Dry Gulch behind us. This is the most westerly portion of the city and county of Denver where we are standing now. Right on the other side is the city of Lakewood. Joe Pacheco, and he will tell you, and these gentlemen behind will all tell you why they have come to you today. Thank you. Joe.
Hello, my name is Joe Pacheco. I'm a retiree from Denver Water. I'm also a member of the Co-Watch organization, which is the Rocky Mountain Peace and Justice Center in Boulder. I've been following this job for the last 4 months, finding out exactly where RTD was going to put the light rail. The public needs to know that there's a lot of corruption within the Denver Water Department from the manager on down, upper management. These things need to be addressed, and this is one of the sites that we're revealing today, and there'll be 2 more major sites after this. And like I'm saying, this is a very bad site to build anything on, and especially when you're involving the public in light rail. They should know this. Even when it passes by, this is so contaminated that even when the light rail comes by, people will be ingesting this for the next 100 years. Estimate what type of reaction that they were going to get out of the pipe, as far as the proven necessity to have this pipe underground, see what the lifespan was, see how this worked. But we were using this back then to cut with skill saws. We didn't have anything up to date. We were told that what we were doing was okay. So as far as we knew, we were justified through the water department. We were appalled to find out even safety didn't know anything about this jobs we were doing, because we didn't have anybody from the a hazmat director for all those years until the late 2000s.
So you're saying that this was what the piping was built out of? Just tell me it down.
Yes, cement asbestos is what they were trying at that time to eliminate spending a lot of money on ductile iron or things that were being manufactured but not out yet for us.
And so that's what the underground water piping was made of?
Yes, until this day there's still cement asbestos in the ground. And this is accessible through Denver Water through their mapping.
And so when you were told to come out, so that they decided at some point to not use this anymore, and they said to come out and bury it here?
They found out that a lot of this was causing illnesses. Not only here, but there was a Friendly Hills incident and other things as of sort. We were told to deny anything if we were talked to.
So what's out here now?
There's cement asbestos, there's radiation in some of the asphalt, there's probably paints. 1170 we used to use back then to paint the pipe to keep it from getting rust.
What is your concern?
I'm concerned that we're all sick now, and that I've been seeing all the commercials with mesothelioma, and a lot of my guys right now are getting the same effects. And this is just to unite with the public and the workers so that this doesn't happen again, not here in Colorado. I mean, we have a beautiful state, like us, we're going to die here in time, but maybe the next generation will be so lucky as not to have to go through what we went through. And when your freedom of speech is taken away, it's horrible. I put in 34 years of loyal service, and this is how I get paid back. But I am not going to let them step on me anymore and tell me what I can say and can't, because I have to go to bed every night knowingly knowing what happened.
Yes, in subsequent years it's been determined that it's a hazardous product. In the city of Colorado Springs, for example, they banned use of cement asbestos pipe. The state of California, it's illegal to use cement asbestos pipe, and yet Denver Water has about 200 plus miles of cement asbestos pipe still in the street. Denver Water, underneath the streets. Denver Water is seeking a very large rate increase that they'll be having a public comment about tomorrow morning. The cement asbestos piping all throughout the city should be removed, and the dumps where they dumped cement asbestos pipe all need to be properly remediated and cleaned up and addressed. Denver Water needs to come clean. We're in fact here today starting a campaign to clean up Denver Water. It's outrageous that our own water entity was involved in dumping in clandestine dump sites. This is a creek that runs throughout this area between Lakewood and Denver. And In reviewing the RTD records, in 2007 they had an environmental assessment done of the entire West Corridor line, and this 4,000-page document reveals that their own testing shows that this area is contaminated. And this area is going this way. It's got trichloroethylene in the groundwater underneath this site, as well as perchloroethylene, and those are very toxic cancer-causing solvents. And but yet in this report, they had no information that Denver Water was the party that dumped in this area. So they have inadequately investigated this site, but this does indicate contamination along this part of the West Corridor line.
Is it safe to dig this up here and build a light rail station?
I would not think so. Not with asbestos in there. And again, this should be fully environmentally assessed, a comprehensive assessment. Again, their well monitoring wells show trichloroethylene, toxic chemicals in the groundwater in this area. So this could be an area that needs quite a bit more investigation to determine what best should be done. But in no case should RTD, we don't mean to be throwing a rock on the tracks, but this area should not be developed until there's a comprehensive environmental assessment of this site. But the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment apparently does not have adequate information as to the history regarding this site. So we will be assuring that the State Health Department knows that it did a cursory review of this area, because these gentlemen were witnesses, all of these gentlemen were witnesses to the fact that Denver Water was ordering them to dump cement, asbestos pipes, and other toxic materials here. That apparently is not of record in this document, although other parties further east of here, the parties that were responsible for dumping at other toxic areas along the line, were named in this report, but not in this particular locale, which is why we're urging. We did, in fact, Mr. Pacheco and myself, back in February and March, did notify the contractor for the RTD West Line project of these findings. So they've been on notice about this for about 6 months. There's a history in this town of inadequately dealing with toxic chemical contaminated sites, and this is one example.
But I guess I'm asking, what do you want to see done to this?
I want to see this excavated and, and moved to a proper location.
Now point that out again. The discoloration?
On the bottom, the discoloration in the soil.
Like a foot above the water?
Yeah, and even up here, up to 3 foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an alum green, like a...
You say that this is a line?
Right here, this is pretty much the starter. We would dump like in here and then push everything in. So this is all this area. There's probably what, 12 feet, 15 feet. From that way over there to way back there is all fill.
So I'm standing on fill now?
Yep.